The uniqueness of Switzerland is that nature is an integral part of Swiss people's life. They are surrounded by either mountains or lakes or both. Right now, I'm at Lake Geneva. The embankment goes through the whole city, and such piers are set up everywhere along the embankment. In fact, you can see both fishermen and swimmers in any season here. And I've seen some bankers repeatedly who come up here, take off their suits and dip into the water after working hours just to relieve stress. That's how they do it here. I recommend that you should definitely take a boat ride on Lake Geneva during your trip to Montreux or Switzerland. There is a stand here at Montreux embankment showing what ships you can take. These are the steamships which are about 100 years old, and you can take a trip with a beautiful view on these ships. Who can tell me what countries does Switzerland has border with? Well, there are 5 of them, and this is Germany, France, Italy, Austria, not to be confused with Australia, and Liechtenstein. That is where the main languages that are spoken in Switzerland come from. Here they speak French, Italian, German, and one could say English, but no, not English. This is the Romansh language, an original language that had been spoken in Switzerland before it became Switzerland. The Romansh language is spoken by fewer than 1% of the population, so the main languages here are French, Italian, and German. But at the same time, a lot of people know English, and there are a lot of schools that teach in English, or these schools are bilingual, that is, subjects are taught in two languages. Plus, you choose a language that you want to learn. It may be like Chinese, Spanish, or any other. And a lot of students speak several languages. Institut Monte Rosa in Montreux is a private school which started to teach students back in 1874. It's considered one of the most prestigious schools of Switzerland. The educational institution is located in a picturesque place where there is a wide bay on one side of the campus and mountain range with magnificent terraces covered with a forest on the other. This region is the French part of Switzerland, and Bern, the capital of the country, can be reached by train in just 1 hour along the incredible route past Lake Geneva, mountains and meadows. Chillon Castle, a popular local landmark, is located 5 minutes from the school. It is situated on a small rocky island and is connected with the shore by a bridge. Nowadays, there is a museum and a castle where you can see the biggest collection of medieval chests in Europe. Of course, that's not all that Montreux has got to please its guests and students. Fans of Queen Band know that it's here where the monument to its leader, Freddie Mercury, is erected. There is also a museum devoted to this legendary group. Once there was a recording studio where the musicians worked. The museum displayed concert costumes, a PC on which they worked, as well as musical instruments and notebooks.
I would say basically what's really unique about Swiss boarding schools is our location, really in the heart of Europe. It's a little bit of a cliche, but Switzerland is very clean, very international as well. So our students, it's very natural, you know, when they go out of our walls, they go to Montreux, they feel secure, they feel at home, far away from home. We always have house mothers, so we have 2 house mothers who are here to take care of the students. They're not teachers, they're really here only for the good care of our students. And you can see even our students, they call them mama. So it means a lot. Once we see that they feel lonely, sometimes, of course, they're far away from their parents. Also for younger students during the summer course, we always are present and here to help them as much as we can. The school has been here since 1874. So in 2 years' time, we will be celebrating 150 years of education in this building. My family, so it came from my grandfather, took over the school in the late 50s, developed it as a co-education international boarding schools for boys and girls. Before it was girls only, in the early 60s, and very quickly we had different nationalities joining from India, from Japan, from all over the world.
Montreux is also known for its 191-kilometer Golden Pass Line railroad, which passes through mountain, lakes, waterfalls, and meadows. Passengers are able to purchase tickets for one of the two types of trains, whether panoramic windows or retro trains. And this is not the only route worthy of your attention. If you buy a ticket to Montreux Oberland-Bernois Railway, then you will get the opportunity to ride a chocolate train. There is also a choice, a modern train with the full wall windows or a 1917 Empire-style train. And the last stop is Calais, a chocolate factory. And of course, Montreux is famous for its jazz festival, which is held annually in June, July for more than 50 years. Moreover, you don't even need to be a jazz fan to experience the joy from the event, as many songs there are performed in a variety of styles, not just jazz. Students, regardless of interests, always have something to do in the city. Meanwhile, the school attracts students not only with its location. The pride of the boarding school is its alumni, who enter universities around the world after graduation. I think that's my favorite zone in the school. Guys said this is a bar, a student bar, where they can come to take some snacks and see how it's made. And there is also an exit to the courtyard, to tennis tables right away. Next is basketball courts and football fields. Well, if I've told you about the bar, then I probably need to tell you about the food in general. There are 3 meals per day in the dining room. Plus, between these 3 meals, students have food in the bar. They can come here for some snacks, some fruits, well, anything they want. And of course, they can go outside to buy or order whatever they like. They've got everything out there. The bar is very cool, and look at these walls, preserved from what was here originally.
So as you say, we have both short-term courses and the full academic year. Many start with short-term courses during the summertime. We also have winter courses. It's a nice way of experimenting life, what life can be in a boarding school, before deciding on coming here as a full-time student. Traditionally, we've always been very strong in things like business, economics. A lot of children that are welcomed here come from very entrepreneurial backgrounds or parents who are in the diplomatic world. So international relations, those are the natural pathways for most students coming here at Monte Rosa. So we have various possibilities for them. Of course, we're focusing on the American high school diploma here. So there is a natural path going to the States, going to Boston, going to California, going to New York, to go, in the college or university of their choice. But not only, over the years, many students have gone to London, stay in Europe. They go to Vienna, for example, to Spain as well, Madrid, Italy, France. But they tend, again, to stay within that private, international structure. We don't see many students going to public universities, So that's just something to keep in mind as well.
And I guess there is a thing that you don't expect to see in Switzerland. It's a flea market, guys. Trading rows are set up on the embankment of Montreux. You can find some stones on such markets like those that we have on the Black Sea with inscription Galenjik. So it's the same here, but Montreux is written here. Or you can find a handmade soap in the shape of an Eskimo. Also you can find Swiss chocolate here, not something like your duty-free Swiss chocolate like Toblerone or Lindt, but authentic Swiss chocolate made in some remote Swiss villages in limited quantities. On such markets you can buy a rare Swiss wine that is made in Switzerland and that is almost entirely consumed here in Switzerland. And also some local beer can be found here, and it's difficult to find it anywhere abroad. A feature of many Swiss cities, and Montreux is not an exception, they are all located in mountainous areas, so you have to go up and down all the time. That's why hiking is the most popular sport in Switzerland. There are many narrow streets like this one, and by the way, when you try to calculate the distance with maps, it may seem small, just a kilometer, and you may feel like, that's easy. But since you have to go up the hill, you really feel it with your feet, especially if you have a backpack.